escapes from the earth. 안녕하세요. Climate change in the post-corona period will also be an important issue. Today, I'd like to talk about climate change crisis and overcoming it. I will talk about climate change and then I will mention the climate crisis, how to overcome this climate crisis, and the development of indicators to overcome the climate crisis. First, I'd like to mention the difference between weather and climate. Weather can be described as a person's mood that changes from time to time in a short period of time. Climate can be compared to a person's character that characterizes the average weather over a long period of time, at least 30 years. If there is no greenhouse gases, then there will be no warm air blanket that holds heat from the sun. Our planet would be very cold by minus 18 Celsius degree, way too cold to sustain our ecosystem. Greenhouse gases trap some of the infrared radiation that escapes from the Earth, making the Earth warmer. The natural greenhouse gas effect keeps the Earth's climate warm and habitable. The average of Earth's temperature is about 15 Celsius degree. There is also a man-made greenhouse effect. Most of man-made greenhouse gases come from the burning of fossil fuels. We can see the sources of man-made greenhouse gases in this picture. 6 different greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, sulfur hexafluoride, have been covered by United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, so-called UNFCCC, and its Kyoto Protocol. Total amount of carbon dioxide emission can be simply expressed by this equation. Number of people multiplied by services per person multiplied by energy per service multiplied by carbon dioxide per unit energy. The current world population is 7.8 billion as of June 2020. The United Nations projects world population to reach 10 billion in the year of 2057. Although the COVID-19 situation has temporarily slowed down economic activity, overall global economic development will increase the amount of services individuals enjoy. This picture shows the congestion on the 50-lane highway that occurs during the national holiday in China. Globally, services per person will increase continually. How about efficiency? Due to the development of science and technology, the efficiency of energy is expected to continuously improve, resulting in the reduction of greenhouse gases. That's good news. Anyhow, the rapid increase of greenhouse emission due to burning fossil fuel causes climate change. Climate change becomes climate crisis. The special report on global warming of 1.5 Celsius degree was published by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change on 8 October 2018. The report, approved in Incheon, South Korea, includes over 6,000 scientific references and was prepared by 91 authors from 40 countries. Its key finding is that meeting a 1.5 Celsius degree target is possible, but would require deep emissions reductions and rapid, far-reaching and unprecedented changes in all aspects of society. Since the start of the Industrial Revolution, the Earth's average temperature has steadily risen. Human activities have already warmed the Earth's average temperature by 0.8 to 1 Celsius degree. The result are unexampled heat waves we are experiencing all around the world, oceans warming, Arctic ice cap melting, sea levels rising, extreme weather events, etc. If a human fails to put a halt to carbon emissions, the biggest cause of climate change, it is going to have a catastrophic impact on the planet's climate. Since the end of World War II, human society has made tremendous progress in all fields. In this process of socio-economic development, humans have exploited many resources from the earth. Socio-economic changes have led to changes in the Earth system. During the past 1 million years, the Ice Age and the interglacial period have been cycled every 100,000 years. During 12,000 years, human civilization has been built throughout the Holocene, and further development has been made while releasing greenhouse gases during the Anthropocene. And it is almost time to fall into the new and irreversible hothouse Earth Valley. Over 20,000 years, the Earth's temperature has risen to about 4 degrees as it moves back and forth between Ice Age and interglacial period. However, humans has increased the global temperature by 1 degree over the past 100 years. It is 25 times faster. The speed of change is a real problem. Many experts say that the challenges we face with COVID-19 are almost nothing compared with the challenges that will come with climate change in a foreseeable future. According to the special report on global warming of 0.5 Celsius degree, to prevent the climate crisis, CO2 net zero at 2050 should be accomplished. We need to go toward a society with low energy demand. The less energy demand, the more diversified the choice of energy supply that can prevent global warming, 1.5 Celsius degree. If the demand for energy is high, all options for supplying energy are needed, which makes a flexible response impossible. The sooner we respond to climate crisis, the easier it is, and vice versa. In 2015, the United Nations agreed on 17 Sustainable Development Goals for humankind to be achieved by 2030. So far, we have been pursuing development that prioritize the economy, but from now on, the environmental must be given priority. It is clear that sustainable development is needed within the limits of global ecological resources. In order to overcome this global crisis, we need to reduce the driving forces of the climate crisis and also increase our adaptability to changing climate change. In this mitigation and adaptation section, indicators to evaluate efforts to overcome the climate crisis should be developed. The goal of both mitigation and adaptation is the same, to achieve sustainable development. However, in the case of mitigation, greenhouse gas emission reduction is the main area. And while it is handled at the national and international level over a relatively long period of time, adaptation deals with various areas that increase adaptability, mainly in the local region for a relatively short period. Indicators of evaluating efforts to overcome a climate crisis should be simple and effective and communicate information effectively. The publicity effect to overcome the climate crisis should be great for people. They need to be updated and future-oriented. This is an example of a field selection in mitigation that evaluates efforts to overcome the climate crisis. This is an example of a field selection in an adaptation that evaluates efforts to overcome a climate crisis. It is an example of indicators in mitigation that was actually developed in Korea. This is an example of indicators in adaptation that was actually developed in Korea. These indicators can vary from region to region and from country to country, and can be created under consultation and good governance among different stakeholders. We should measure and evaluate our efforts to overcome climate crisis using developed indicators. Subsequently, it is necessary to achieve continuous development under a virtuous cycle, such as planning for the future and actually executing and monitoring the project. So far, I would like to share this information with you for the sustainable development of the globe. Dear colleagues from all around the world, if we want to go fast, go alone. If we want to go far, go together. Thank you for your attention.